Hi, this is Robin Sharma, the author of The Leader Who Had No Title, and I'm in this very special island paradise just off the coast of Africa. I've been on this tour, and I've come here to write, I've come here to think, I've come here to refuel, I've come here to share a video with you on how to wake up early. In all my books, whether it's The Leader Who Had No Title or my YouTube videos or as I travel around the world talking to people at different events, people always love this idea of the 5 a.m. club. They always love this idea of winning the battle of the bed, putting mind over mattress. And I guess, we do live in a world of dramatic distraction. And there's something very special about 5 to 6 every single morning. Very creative people, many of them, whether it's Ernest Hemingway, some of the great statespeople, many of the great writers, painters, they just love this holy hour from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock every single day. And so I'm going to dive right into it. This is a very high-content video. There's some real hard-hitting tactics that have helped hundreds of thousands of people that I've worked with or that have read my material or heard me talk about this idea, and it's really helped them get some traction on integrating the 5 a.m. club into their lives. And that's my great wish for you because, this is a complete game changer. When I started my career, I was getting up at 5 o'clock. I still get up at 5 o'clock, but it was one of the best things that I ever learned how to do. One of the best habits that allowed me to be really, really productive, and same with all the people that I've worked with, whether it's my coaching clients or other people as well. So let me get right into it. Why should you get up at 5 o'clock every single morning? Well, the first thing I want to say is let's go to what the Spartan warriors taught us. And they said, he who sweats more in training bleeds less in war. And my point is you need 5 to 6 every morning while the rest of the world is asleep to train, to practice, to prepare. Prepare your mind, prepare your heart, prepare your character, prepare your spirit so that at 6 o'clock or whenever the time is you walk out into the world, you are not being reactive. You have actually taken control of your mindset and your heart set. You've reconnected with your values. You reconnected with your mission. And you walk out in the world and you are literally unstoppable. Second reason that I think you should get up, or I encourage you to get up at 5 o'clock and join the 5 o'clock club, is science has shown us that willpower is a lot like a muscle. And as you go through the day and flex that willpower muscle by making new choices and achieving new little wins, your willpower muscle starts to deplete. So what I'm suggesting to you is when you first get up, your willpower is at the strongest. And by getting up at 5 o'clock, you can do the things I'm going to encourage you to do much more easily than you could later on in the day. Another reason why you should get up at 5 o'clock, or why I invite you or encourage you to get up at 5 o'clock, is the hour from 5 to 6 is just an extraordinary hour. And as a matter of fact, I believe 5 to 8 o'clock every single morning is prime time. You do have the most willpower, you do have the most mental focus, and you do have the most energy. And I know you might not believe me on energy. Please just let me get to it. But 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, if you use those prime time hours, call them the 3 golden hours, if you use them well, you will get more done in a day than most people get done in a month. You will get your fitness to world class. You will get your mindset to world class. You will really tap into the well of elite performance that is, it's a gift for you if you know how to get to it. And then the final reason I would encourage you to get up at 5 o'clock and spend that 1 hour in training or practice or personal development, preparing yourself for an incredible day. Because as you know, your days are your life in miniature. As you live your days, so you live your life. So the final reason I would encourage you to do it is, the rest of the world is asleep. And getting up at 5 o'clock gives you just an enormous psychological edge. It's a primary win. You get up in the morning, you do win the battle of the bed, you get out and you start your day while the rest of the world is sleeping. It gives you this incredible mental confidence. It gives you an extraordinary point of differentiation from the mass of people in the world. You just feel brave, you feel strong, you don't feel like a victim, you feel like a leader. Okay, so let me get into some quick tips for you to apply to integrate the 5 a.m. club habit. And the first is really all about habits. According to the University College of London, They have found through their research it takes 66 days to install a new habit. Not 21 days, I know I've written about that, not 40 days, which some research confirms. The latest research that I've read says it takes 66 days of practice to hardwire in a new mental pathway known as a habit. In other words, 66 days of trying to get up early every single day, going through the difficulty and the discomfort of installing that new habit until it becomes part of your neural architecture. And what do most people do? They give up after 2 days. They give up when they first meet a little bit of discomfort. And please remember the key idea that I've shared with you before on previous videos on YouTube, which is change is hard at the beginning, it's messy in the middle, and it's gorgeous at the end. And you just have to go through that messiness and the discomfort to hardwire in that new neural pathway of getting up at 5 o'clock until it becomes your new normal, until it becomes a mental highway, until literally, and here's a key idea, until literally you've practiced getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning so many times, 66 days, so that you literally cannot not get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So first idea, 66 days practicing getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Secondly, if you really want to get some traction and build this 5 a.m. habit, get up at the same time every single day. So that doesn't mean, 5:05 one day, 5:15 another day, every single morning, or maybe if you're going to do it 5 days a week, that's cool with me, whatever works best for you. Maybe it's 5 days a week, but set your alarm clock for 5 o'clock every single morning. So again, you build consistency and a ritual into your mornings, which brings me to the third tip I want to share with you. The 20-20-20 rule. So you literally want to build a morning ritual around the 5 a.m. club. This is so important. Please try it. The first 20 minutes, 5 to 5:20, on exercise. Exercise is a complete game changer. Please remember that the way you feel when you first wake up isn't necessarily the way you're going to feel 20 minutes later, not even 10 minutes later. So when you get up at 5 o'clock, the first thing you want to do is you want to run on the spot, or you want to invest $5 in a skipping rope and skip, or get to the gym, or go for a swim, or start running by having your running shoes right by the bed so you run out the door pretty quickly without any excuses. What I'm suggesting to you, first 20 minutes in exercise. Why? Because it'll release dopamine, the motivational neurotransmitter. So even if you don't feel like getting up out of bed, you will take control of your neurochemistry and you will feel strong. It will release serotonin, which makes you feel happy. Because you're exercising, you'll feel much happier. It'll shift your mood pretty much automatically. Why else should you exercise? You'll boost your metabolic rate. You'll have more energy, even if you don't feel like it. Then the second 20 minutes, remember the morning ritual is the 20-20-20 rule. Second 20 minutes, this is 5:20 to 5:40. You review your plan. You review your daily schedule. You review your goals. That will give you focus. It'll give you inspiration. It will give you passion, because the secret of passion is knowing your daily and yearly purpose and even your lifetime purpose. And then from 5:40 to 6 o'clock, this is the final 20 in the 20-20-20 rule. From 5 to 6 o'clock, you learn. Because as you know, education is inoculation against disruption. The world belongs to the learners. As you know more, you can achieve more. As you invest, I'll put it to you this way, to double your income, triple your rate of learning. So that final 20, read ebooks, listen to audiobooks, watch TED Talks, watch inspirational videos or training videos. Pull out a hard copy of a book and study it and read it, because as you know more, you can literally start to see around corners. Okay, the next execution tip is a great one, and like all good tips, it's a simple one. You want to plan rising at 5 o'clock on your daily schedule. If you've watched my other YouTube videos or you're on my list, you know I've taught you how to build a weekly schedule. But what you want to do is literally, let's say it's 6 days a week or 5 days a week, whatever it is. Monday to Friday or Monday to Sunday, right on that 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock chunk of time on your written 7-day schedule, 5 to 6, my holy hour. 5 to 6, 20-20-20, 20 minutes exercise, 20 minutes reviewing your game plan, 20 minutes of learning. Because here's why. When you write things down, you literally deepen your commitment. It just deepens it in your awareness. It gives you that discipline that we're all looking for. Writing is really very powerful to do that. Writing also creates precision of thought, which gives you more focus. And I guess what I'm suggesting to you with great respect as always is the things that get scheduled are the things that get done. I'm going to repeat that again because it's so important. The things that you schedule are the things that you get done. Because vague goals lead to vague results. But with a clear plan, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., 7 days a week, it's right in front of you. You look at it every morning. That will allow you to have greater self-discipline, greater commitment, greater focus around getting up at 5 o'clock. So what else on joining this eccentric 5 o'clock club that so many of us around the world have joined? Well, you absolutely have to get a great night's sleep. It's obvious, but if you're fatigued, if you're exhausted, it's going to be very, very difficult to get up at 5 a.m. So a couple of ideas to get a deeper night's sleep is, first of all, remember that it's not the quantity of sleep, it's the quality of sleep. I would rather get 5 hours of really rich, deep sleep than 10 hours where I'm getting up, interrupted, can't really sleep, messing around. And so to help you get a deeper sleep, remember not to use your computer in bed before you go to sleep. So many people in the world right now in this age of dramatic distraction, they're addicted to their computer, they're addicted to their Twitter feed, they're addicted to Facebook, they're addicted to their smartphone. Do not bring that into the bedroom. I would suggest create a bedroom where it's like a bubble of tight focus, a bedroom where it's stimulation free. Don't watch the news before you go to sleep. Don't even watch TV before you go to sleep in bed. I mean, people wonder why they can't get up, and yet they're not doing the kinds of things that you need to do in order to get up early. And you've heard me say this before, but to get the results only 5% of the population has, you have to have the guts to do what only 5% of the population are willing to do. And one of those things is, before you go to sleep, prepare yourself for a rich sleep. No computer, no internet surfing, no TV, no checking your Twitter feed, no newspapers. Maybe it's going to be a cup of chamomile tea, but you want to have a non-stimulation or a low-stimulation environment to help you sleep better. Next idea, next execution tip, put your alarm clock away from the bed. This really works. If your alarm clock is right next to your bed, when you wake up at 5 o'clock, you're going to hit the snooze button if you're like most people. You literally want to put it on the other side of your bedroom, or you want to put it in another room. The very fact you get out of bed to turn off your alarm clock will help you get up at 5 o'clock, because then you can say, you know what, I'm not going to go back to bed. You do it for 66 days, and again, getting up at 5 o'clock becomes your absolutely new normal. Like I said earlier in this video, you simply want to get to a place where it becomes hardwired in as a habit so that you cannot not get up at 5 a.m. And the final idea I'll offer to you in terms of an execution tactic is you literally want to jump out of bed as soon as you get up. And again, this works. Just develop a mindset where as soon as your alarm clock gets up, it's a ritual. Because you know what? Willpower doesn't really work. Rituals work. You look at the elite athletes, many of whom that I've worked with, or they follow my material. These people are not exercising willpower to get their world-class results. They are creating rituals. And once you create a ritual, then you create the habit. And my habit, or what my encouragement for you, is when you get up at 5 o'clock, make it a ritual to jump out of bed. Then you might just want to do your affirmations, splash your face with some cold water, and then get into the 20-20-20 morning routine. So, again, getting up at 5 o'clock, joining the 5 a.m. club like so many of us are now doing around the world. If you follow me on Twitter, you follow me on Facebook, just look what people are doing when they get up at 5 o'clock. I mean, it is a complete game changer. And this is my great wish for you, because once you get up at 5 a.m., the rest of the world, relatively speaking, is asleep. And when you do the things that I've suggested, by 6 o'clock, you just have to experience this. You will feel so much focus, so much energy, so much motivation, so inspired. You'll get so much done by 7 or 8 o'clock that you won't know what to do with yourself. You will become super productive, you will transform your mindset, and you will truly become an extreme achiever.